Birmingham is often referred to as the Iron City. The city's history of mining is rich, but could soon be lost in the history books. History classes at UAB are working to preserve the stories of the lives, the culture, the community that were here at the height of the iron ore mining. Michelle Foreman is the director of UAB Media Studies program. Dr. Brittany Murphy, the assistant professor of history and African American studies, and Stella Fowl, director of the programs and community partnerships, joins us to tell us all about this program, but really how you can benefit from it as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to see all of you. All right, so Michelle, I'll start with you. How did this project come about, and what was the catalyst for it?
For sure. You know, when you're teaching students about Birmingham and Birmingham history, it's one thing to do it inside a UAB classroom, but how amazing is it to be able to offer students the chance to go out and explore on the real site where the history occurred. 15 minutes from campus, we have Red Mountain Park, and they can go see the actual sites that they're reading about.
And there really is a move on right now with the trails and everything that's going on to really get people out. Dr. Murphy, your role in this, how did this start? I believe your students were a part of this, is that right?
Yes, my students, I like to say they became investigative journalists. I
love that.
Yeah, they conducted historical research and used that research to develop engaging and informative interview questions that were then passed on to Michelle's class that conducted interviews and filmed the scholars. And as a result, they really developed their skills and got to collaborate with the community. It was a great experience.
And so, Stella, your part, what is your role in all of this?
Yes, I'm Director of Programs and Community Partnerships at the Jefferson County Greenways. So if you don't know what that is, we manage the 3 largest green spaces in our county, which include Red Mountain Park, Ruffner Mountain, and Turkey Creek Nature Preserve.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah, we love all those spaces, and we hope the community does as well. And so my role is really to bring those stories alive and collaborate with folks like Michelle and Brittany. And so we are looking at this project as both passive interpretation and active interpretation. And what I mean by that is what Michelle said. People can be walking along the trails, and then they might notice a mining relic or the entrance to a slope mine and ask a question.
What are we looking at here?
We're looking at mine number 13. So this is a destination where we take actually a lot of students. And so what we love is that we can bring them there and actually take them through a walk-through time. So experience what life was like a miner. And so they'll walk actually at an excavation site where people lived on the mountain, and then walk to the physical mine where a lot of people worked.
All right, so Michelle and Dr. Murphy, I know you teach the students, you get them out to learn, but this had to be a great learning experience for both of you as well.
It was
right?
incredible. I mean, one of the great things about teaching film and media in Birmingham is that there's so many people who are living history. And so my students connect with community members. In this case, they got to connect with some of the leading scholars, the pioneers who did the very first research and writing on the mountain. And they are elders in the field of history, and these are young scholars getting to connect with them and be able to pass on that legacy. We're really grateful to the Alabama Humanities Alliance for supporting that kind of work, because now it's preserved for all future generations.
Different than just reading it in a book, for sure. What about you?
Oh yeah, well, I'm new to Birmingham, so it was me and my students learned together about this industrial history, and it was great.
What fascinated you by it?
Well, I really like to learn about how Red Mountain Park and industry really built Birmingham, and that history of like Birmingham being a magic city that sort of developed overnight because of the industry, which I had no idea previously.
You just knew it was called the Magic City.
I had no idea why.
Well, I just love it. So how can our viewers learn more about what you guys are doing?
I think first and foremost, come visit Red Mountain Park. We have an intern actually this year that's uncovering more stories, because what we found is once we started digging, we're like, oh my gosh, there's still so much to be told. And so if you come even now, but even into the summer, there'll be even more stories for you to learn about.
And those are beautiful parks if you haven't had a chance to check them out. We work up here on Red Mountain, and I have my whole career, and we all just talk about these places, but it really was a major part of our city's development, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you all for looking into it and sharing the history of it with the rest of us. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be right back.